Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your February bonus reading. We are just going to do basically a past, present, future outcome reading for you, Libra. And damn, you have this great fortune card. Love it. One of the best cards in this deck. So I feel that this is showing up in your past position, but it doesn't mean that this is something that is, maybe that you are moving past. This could be like kind of a dream, something that I feel that you've been thinking about. I already know what this is, Libra, this reading. This is a second chance reading. It's not like a second chance as in a person. I think this is a second chance for you to work on something or to accomplish something that you've been dreaming of accomplishing. It could be like a dream career, a dream job, a dream business, and it feels financial to me because you have the Four of Wands, which could be love. Don't get me wrong, Libra, but the Four of Wands is a card of freedom. And so whatever this is, it's something that's going to make you feel more free. And again, it could be love. I guess love could make you feel more free or whatever. And I dropped this deck, by the way, so that's why some of the cards are in reverse. I don't read reversals, but let's see what is going on for you. Again, you have the Two of Swords, which really tells me that this is kind of like a second chance reading. So I do feel there's like a second chance coming in for you here. And I feel like it's going to be something that makes you very happy with going down to the Star card. Something that makes you feel very secure as well. I also like these two diagonals are so good, Libra. Going Star to the Queen of Pentacles, Magician, Three of Cups to the Lovers here. It's like both diagonals are very, very positive. So you're attracting a dream opportunity. Again, the Lovers also kind of confirms that there could be a second chance coming in for you. The Lovers, it could be love, of course, but the Lovers was traditionally the crossroads. But really, what I'm getting here is that like something was not complete in the past with the Four of Wands. It's almost like maybe you had an opportunity in work or business, but there was I'm getting the word completion, but it's also popping into my head as, it's popping into my head as like an obstacle or like the thing that has, maybe the thing that has prevented things from moving forward or something like that. It almost, it kind of is popping into my head as a mistake as well. And again, not calling you out. We've all made mistakes, but it's like, imagine if you tried to get a career and you just weren't prepared and you didn't get the career because you weren't really as prepared as you thought. And so I kind of have this vibe here of this reading where it's almost like you've gone back to the drawing board. Maybe you've trained yourself or you've, fixed whatever problems you need to fix. And now you're getting a second chance to have whatever this dream is. And again, we have the Star right here in Three Cups, which is a celebration. We also have the Queen of Swords here, which I feel is you, and you just kind of being in a strong position, feeling like you're, getting what you deserve. Those are really the words that I'm getting. I do also feel there could be love here, but again, I wouldn't call it, I don't really feel it's like a major focus here. If anything, I would say it's probably a surprise with the Tower card. And, that Tower did come up in reverse. Personally, I do not like the Tower in reverse for the most part. It's not always true, but, to me, the Tower in reverse says that you could be avoiding a Tower moment. I think people think that avoiding a Tower moment is a good thing, but it's not. Not always, right? Sometimes the Tower needs to fall because it's a weak situation in the first place, whatever the Tower is in your life. So to me, avoiding a Tower moment, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're just dragging something out. So if there was a Tower moment, I would say it's probably fine. But you have the Two of Wands here. It's like you've learned that you had to take the lead in a situation, or maybe you really had to step up in your life. I am trying to grab onto this saying that is popping into my head, but I can't really grab onto it. It's like, I think it's like, what do they say? That the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, or something like that. I feel that's what's going on here. Maybe some of you, again, were just not prepared for something that you saw as a dream situation, and now you're getting a second chance. With the Two of Swords, it probably made you sad in the first place. Like if you've been waiting for a job, I feel you got like really close, and then it didn't work out. So that's what I have popping into my head here. Same thing with love. Again, if this was a love situation, maybe you got really close with a person, you thought it was your person, and it just didn't work out. Pretty straightforward, this first row. With the Four of Wands, you have the Sun. I said something about something will make you happy in the future. Again, this is going to lead to a lot of happiness. I get the sense of a lot of happiness in your last row, which is your outcome position. And so I feel there's like a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. The Sun and the Star to me is fame and fortune. As I always say, that doesn't mean you're going to be famous, but it could mean that there's a lot of positive attention for you. And you have the Three of Cups. If you want a raise, a promotion, a new position, I always encourage people to get as much positive attention as they possibly can when these two cards come up together, because, that's how you work with the energy, basically, Libra, with the sun and the star. You have to put those two energies together. And it could lead to major, good results. And with the Two of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Love it. There was definitely a tower moment in the past with something that you thought was a Ten of Pentacles. This is like another sign to me that you got very close to something that ended up being a tower moment. That's like what's popping into my head. You almost had something that you thought was a dream. And I really feel this reading is saying, like, the next thing, whatever it is, a career, a relationship, is going to be the thing. You even have this card that says relaxation on it in your present position, but I feel like this is just saying relax. Just relax into the time that you're in, because you're attracting something very good into your life, which again, we see that here. This is some sort of celebration or happiness or joy or something that's going to bring relaxation and peace to your life. I really get that feeling from your reading. Even the Ace of Cups can represent peace or, bringing more peace into your life. And I do feel that's a major focus. Like if you have a relationship, it's going to need to bring peace into your life. If it's a business, same thing, or a career, I feel like there needs to be a certain level of, freedom or peace in your life so that you can sleep at night, basically. You have the Magician, the Star, and the Seven of Pentacles. You always get this. And I always say, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is what you're doing worth it? It's kind of funny because I was like watching some random, I don't know, it was like some random TikTok or something with a guy who does like real estate investing. And he was like talking about how he has like, I don't know, $200 million in debt. I don't remember what the actual number was, but it was like something like that. And the person that was interviewing him was like, how do you sleep at night with $200 million in debt? And, he's like, well, it's like, this is how investing works. It's not really debt. You're using debt as an instrument and everything. But me personally, I would not be able to have $200 million in debt. That would stress me out like crazy, right? So I feel like some of you, it's like, I'm not saying you're gonna have $200 million in debt, but I feel like there are ways to, be successful that doesn't require also creating stress. Same thing in a relationship as well. It's like you can be with a person, but if it causes you a lot of stress because maybe they don't open up or maybe they have a lot of secrets or whatever, it's like, is it worth being with that person? I feel like this Seven of Pentacles is saying, no, there is a situation that'll be a celebration that will make you very happy, that will cause your emotions to overflow and make you feel at peace. And that seems to be a major focus. Even the Star. The Star is a card of your peace. She's about to step into this pool and to like nurture herself or take care of herself. She's healing from a tower moment as well. So I feel for a lot of you, this is a focus. I also feel there are like wishes. I would just throw it out there. I would be making some sort of wish here with this reading, with the Star, also the Magician. There aren't even, these aren't like the most significant wish cards. These are more asking cards. The Magician just says your words can create worlds, but you have to put the words out there in the first place. I am getting something about like externalizing things as well. So I do feel like you need to kind of like put things outside of your body, right? Or externalize something. It's like writing, I think, is a great way. Like if you're holding on to an energy or if you feel something about a past person or whatever, I feel like writing, putting things outside of your body, you're externalizing it, you're getting it out of you. Trust me, you don't want to hold on to things. Look at my face. I have a video down below. What's wrong with my face? Make sure to watch it. But, the thing is that I'm not going to go on the whole rant about, you can just watch that video if you're interested. But basically this happens to me when I'm holding on to things, right? Like literally. So, and again, it's a allergic reaction for those that are curious. But every time this happens, it's like I'm holding on to something. I'm angry about something. I'm not being honest with myself about something, whatever, right? And it's like my body saying, hey, you know what, dummy, you're holding on to this and you know the rules. So what I would say is don't hold on to things. Put them outside of yourself, right? And I would also then correct it and then, start talking about what you actually want in your life with the Magician. The Magician is a card of kind of using your words to create what you want. A lot of transformation cards here as well. These three cards all can represent a transformation. So I do feel you could be having a transformation. But, again, to me, that's very obvious, and this changes everything right here. With the Magician, you have the Judgment card. To me, the most powerful combination of the tarot is Judgment and the Tower. So there could be some major revelations going on. Again, I always say that we're in this time of truth where we're going to see a lot of truth. I mean, you ain't seen nothing yet, Libra. in the world, we're going to see some, crazy stuff. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, and then we find out we have this Chinese balloon above the United States, right? It's like, you think that's crazy? Trust me, I promise you, there's going to be much, much crazier stuff happening. And these things aren't going to even be bad. They're just going to be, exposing stuff or truths coming out or whatever you want to call it. So, it's just like a sign of the times, as I always say. And, but what I would say is, personally, for us, we should be looking at these aha moments we're having where we could be realizing some sort of truth, like I did with my face, right? Or whatever, because then we can correct the problem and we don't have to keep like reliving these things, right? So I feel that here. There could be some sort of major wake-up call. With the star, you have the Ace of Swords. Could be a truth being exposed, Could also be you calling judgment on a situation. Sometimes I think we choose to have tower moments. And again, if there was like ever a time astrologically where we personally could be causing a tower moment in our life for the better of our future, it would be right now. And again, these tower moments could just be like breaking up with a person. Maybe you really love them, but again, maybe they don't bring you peace. Maybe they interrupt your peace. Same thing with a job or a business. Maybe you're choosing to make a change because you know that you can reinvent yourself. The magician is not afraid to make a change. He's not afraid to, if he has a business that's successful, but his heart isn't in it, he's not afraid to go start something else and completely get rid of the other business, right? He's not afraid to go through the transition. I think us humans are really bad about, not bad, I mean, no judgment here, but, what I would say is I think we're bad at reinventing ourselves or being comfortable with going through that transition because, in school we're taught like, oh, you have to be one thing for the rest of your life. And so that gets kind of ingrained in our brains that we can only ever be one thing. But maybe we're not meant to be one thing. Maybe we're meant to be like a bunch of stuff, right? And maybe we're meant to have experiences. And that's this is definitely a reinvention. With the Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. See, Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment. So I feel like it's like you're almost as if you are stepping into a much more positive environment, an environment that fulfills you, an environment that makes you happy, that brings you joy. So I feel like there's a much better environment. I also feel you're increasing your finances. It's like, there are some amazing money cards here. I'm pretty sure I said this to you at the beginning of the reading. Clearly, there's great fortunes, but I feel like there's a change in your finances. And it's going to require work, but again, just looking around here, I feel like this is work that you want to do. Next, in your future position, you have this card that says, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Don't delay the inevitable. Exactly, the Tower. You have this transporter card that says, things will manifest much sooner than you think. Love it. So I feel like you're manifesting things very, very quickly, and there are probably changes that are happening in your life, and maybe you're having to move forward much quicker than you want, but at the same time, maybe you're actually moving forward now. Not to toot my own horn, but again, like this tarot channel, it's like the changes that have been happening on YouTube made me a little bit nervous, and it kind of got me moving on some other things, right? And including another channel and all this other stuff. So it's like one of those things. A tower moment could be just changes that they're making that make you uncomfortable, but now it's like you're off to find more peace again. That's kind of like what I get here. You have the Tower, the Three of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, the world will never be the same again with Pluto going into Aquarius. I talk about this all the time. Probably one of the most significant changes that will be happening. We are in a time of great change. I mean, not only Pluto going into Aquarius, but end of 2025, Uranus switches signs. Neptune switches signs as well. So, we have some big, heavy planets that are moving over the next few years, and it's going to be crazy. And what I would say here is I feel that this could just be a sign of the times. I feel like, these people, they're ignoring change. They're, they've been in this tower, and they're coming back down to earth to like see reality. They've basically been ignoring reality. But what I always notice is like the guy, he's like diving head first. He's like, he realizes I've been ignoring reality. I need to make the change. The other person's like, oh my God, what's happening? And so don't be the blue person, be the person in the red on the Tower card. You have the Three Cups. Definitely a time of celebration for you. I feel there are going to be some celebrations coming in, but I also feel there's like a lot of assistance coming in through maybe other people in your life. So there could be assistance through friends, family, pretty much anything like that. I also feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you with the Three of Cups as well. So I kept getting the word happiness at the beginning of the reading. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles is a card of your resources. You always get this card, come to think of it. So I do feel that you are becoming more resourceful. I feel like you're finding new ways to maybe increase your finances or to make more money or to do more like with the money that you have. And that's what this looks like to me. With the Tower, you have the Magician. Yes, I would use your powers of manifestation to get what you want. Again, I really see this as a reinvention. I feel like this is saying don't be afraid to, completely change your life. With the Three of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands here. Yeah, I wouldn't give up at this time on anything. Because again, it looks like there's a second chance coming in, but I also kind of feel like you could be in that mode where you got really close to some sort of desired outcome, a goal, wish, or dream. It could be to get married or whatever. You got really close last time. So I feel like this is saying don't give up, because this next thing that's coming in for you is like the thing. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success coming in for you. Things are going to move forward quickly as well. I think that's the thing that will probably stand out for you the most here, Libra, is that things are going to change very, very quickly in your life. I feel that you're going to find success very quickly. I feel like things are going to work out. That's probably something that you're going to notice. I even feel if you're attracting a person here, I feel that this person could be one of those things where maybe you get into an argument, but I feel like the resolution comes very quickly with this person. I also feel like there's something about levels here, like certain levels here, that are popping into my head where it's like maybe you always would argue with a past person and it would be like way up here. I feel like with this person, it's like just like a little bit more stable. It's like there are arguments. I don't necessarily think we should be with people who we always agree with, because then you're just dating yourself. When you're with a person who's exactly like you, it's like, do you want to date yourself? I don't want to date myself, right? So we shouldn't be picking people that we agree with. We should be picking people that, cause us to grow, where we cause each other to grow. And, what I would say here though, is I feel like the arguments are a much more adult way of handling it. Let's put it that way. Finally, for your outcome, you have all that glitters card. I really feel you've learned to look at situations. You have so much here of like analysis. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Even the Nine of Pentacles is a card of focus, but I feel for a lot of you, you've really learned how to analyze situations, and you've learned to look at beneath the mask. You see these two masks that are here on this gold. So it's like you're no longer just entering into situations that look good on the surface. I feel like you're really kind of looking at the inside of a situation, whatever it is, relationship, business, career, whatever. And I also feel like you're being much more honest with yourself. I feel like I've been calling you Aquarius this entire time, which is interesting. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and watch, but what I would also say is very similar. I think all the air signs are really just being very honest. You have that Ace of Swords, card of a victory and success, but it's also truth. But with the Star, I feel like it's your own inner truth, where you're just being honest about the situations that you want to enter into. You have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Lovers here. So again, the Queen of Swords, I feel, is you coming up in a very strong position. I feel like you're in a position of power and strength when you show up as yourself. I feel like you're very balanced. I also feel like you're open to situations. She's like cautiously optimistic. She has that sword up, but she has her hand out. She's willing to receive something in her life, and I feel like you're willing to receive. You have the Ace of Cups here. This is a card of your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So I feel there are a lot of, I get the word happiness, but also peace on this card. Something is bringing you peace in your life. And again, I feel like it's a situation, it could be a person, but I don't know. I really feel everything. And I also really feel something financial that just brings you a certain level of peace here. You have the Lovers. Could be love coming in for you here. I don't really... fire stands out to me. Air. I mean, it could be another air sign that's coming in for you, but it could be any sign. It's like nothing is really jumping out at me in this reading. Nothing is really capturing my attention. What I would say is I feel like it's someone who's very fortunate. I would say it's also someone who's very optimistic. They probably, it could be a person who's like an attractor, because they have, you have the Magician here, but you have a lot of very optimistic cards, the Sun, the Star, so they probably look at the bright side of everything, no matter what. And, because of that, they create their own reality, so could be a person like that. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Fool. Yeah, no second guessing yourself is what I'm getting. I feel you need to take a leap of faith towards something that you know is going to bring you more peace, but it's more because you're not having to chase something. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune, taking control of your destiny. I do feel pretty much everyone is doing this right now, Libra, because we're in a time of destiny. We're in a time of fate. We're in between eclipses as well. Next set of eclipses will be in April. And we also will have a Mercury retrograde at that time as well, April to May. And, what I find very interesting is that this set of eclipses is actually pretty positive as far as eclipses are concerned. And so it's pretty positive. But it's also a Mercury retrograde. It's like, what are we being reminded of? Like, what thing that we control or that we need to control are we being reminded of? But I feel like you could start thinking about this now. Like, don't wait until April to make this happen. I like to stress that, the whole point of astrology is that we work with the energy. So it's like most people just walk around, they have no clue what's going on, and they just, live their life, right? So you watch astrology videos or tarot videos, you know what's about to happen. You can work with the energy now so that you can benefit with it now. With the Lovers, you have the Five of Cups. I would let go of the past with this energy. There's something new, something much better, something that you're going to be much more grateful about coming in for you in the near future. We're going to pull 5 main themes for you here, Libra, and we're going to see what is going on. You have this funnel card. It says, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. I feel like this is what you went through. Again, I get that feeling of getting very close to a finish line, especially with the Four Wands Tower. It's almost like, I'm like inches away from accomplishing something, but it gets denied. We talked about this in the beginning of the reading. I feel like you have to push through this and try again. Remember, second chance reading. You have this August card, and you also have this Sunrise card that says new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So you could be getting this fresh start in the month of August of 2023. So that could be when the new opportunity is coming in for you. It'll be here before you know it. You have this Leg card. It says stepping into new experiences. I would encourage stepping into new experiences. I mean, I literally, my whole entire point of my channel is to say that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before because of the astrology. Again, I've been saying this since 2020 because I could see the changes coming, and I feel that if we're, basically if we're doing the same thing we've always been doing, we're stuck. So I feel like you need to set yourself free with this energy. You have this Bull card that says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Nothing is going to come necessarily easy. That I don't think that means that life is going to be hard. What I do think it means is that fortune favors the bold, which is also something I say to everyone right now because it's the truth. It's like nothing is just going to magically fall into your lap, and you have to put the work in. But if you put the work in, you will be very successful. You have this Dolphin card that says financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. I almost feel this is just the rewards of, kind of trying something again. So again, second chance, but this is a really good reading, Libra. I love it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.